Hello my motor enthusiasts. Today's episode is a true landmark in the world of Formula One.
Oh? Are we talking about Lando Norris finally shaking off that pesky No Wins nickname, Enzo?
Exactly, William. The racing community's buzzing after his first Grand Prix victory. It's not just a win, it's a massive shift in how we see Norris.
I imagine that's a huge relief for him. The weight of social media expectations must have been colossal.
Absolutely, the chap has grown up with the internet watching. Every meme, every tweet, every Twitch stream added layers to the public's expectations.
And despite the darker side of fame, with the trolls and the pressure, he's managed to keep his humor and humility intact. That's quite commendable.
Indeed, his victory in Miami wasn't just celebrated by his team, but by competitors and fans alike. Even Max Verstappen showed genuine happiness for him.
That's the spirit of sportsmanship we all admire. But this win, it's more than just a trophy for Norris, isn't it?
Oh, it definitely is, William Turner. It's validation of his skill and a testament to his resilience. Lando Norris is no longer just a social media personality, he's a Grand Prix winner. And that's what we'll dive into today. Hello my motor enthusiasts. I'm Enzo, your guide through the high-speed world of Formula One.
And I'm William, at your service.
You're tuned into F1 Motor Fever podcast, bringing you the latest and greatest from the racetrack. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications to never miss an episode.
Absolutely, staying updated is key.
Now, let's put the pedal to the metal and dive into today's thrilling topic. The posts, the stories, and the reels can certainly write themselves now. Lando Norris, once known as No Wins, has truly turned the tables with his first Formula One victory in Miami. It's a testament to his skill and resilience, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's interesting how he acknowledged not just his supporters but also his critics during his victory lap. Shows the profound impact social media has on racers today.
Yes, and despite the often touted stance of ignoring the press and social media negativity, it seems the backlash can sometimes be hard to ignore. The darker side of fame can indeed take a toll, even if it's just a marginal percentage of the feedback they receive.
That's a valid point. The weight of negative comments often feels heavier than the buoyancy of praise. But Norris's journey from a social media star to a real track hero is quite the narrative, wouldn't you say?
Definitely. His story highlights the dichotomy between the online persona and the individual behind the screen. From his early days dominating in karting to becoming a Formula One winner, his path has been nothing short of spectacular.
And now, with this victory under his belt, the challenge ahead is to see how he stacks up against seasoned racers like Verstappen. The upcoming races are going to be crucial for Norris.
True. His first win was well deserved, and watching him take on these new challenges will be fascinating. It's not just about the race, it's about the journey and the person behind the helmet. Full throttle into the season. Right, for those just tuning in, we've been delving into Lando Norris's remarkable first Formula One win in Miami and the significant role social media plays in the lives of today's racers. From being tagged as No Wins to shedding that moniker with a spectacular victory, Norris's journey has been quite the narrative.
Indeed, his acknowledgement of both critics and fans post-race really underscores the impact of social media on modern athletes. It's compelling how the virtual world influences their real-world experiences.
Absolutely, and it's not just about the negativity. Norris's story is also a celebration of overcoming adversity and proving oneself on the global stage. His transition from a social media sensation to a serious contender on the track is a testament to his dedication and skill.
With this victory, the focus now shifts to how he'll handle the upcoming challenges, particularly against top-tier competitors like Verstappen. The dynamics in the next races are something to watch out for.
True, it's going to be thrilling to see how he leveraged this win for future races. Let's continue with more insights on this evolving story. Moving on, it's fascinating to consider just how young Lando was when he first stepped into the high-pressure world of Formula One. Named McLaren's Formula One test and reserve driver at just 17 years old, and making his Grand Prix debut by 19, his early years were a rapid ascent in the public eye.
Indeed, and the lockdown period seemed to have a profound effect on him, didn't it? Plugged into the online world, racing against friends, he became a star on Twitch, broadcasting every second of his gaming to a growing audience.
Exactly. We often forget how young some of these drivers are when they're thrust into such a public arena. The pressures of maintaining an image, the constant scrutiny, and the need to perform at such a high level can be immensely challenging.
And while the digital persona can seem all-encompassing, it's just a snapshot of reality, isn't it? We're often seeing just a fraction of who these individuals truly are.
That's an important point. Lando's interaction with the media has shown some shifts as well. From the jokey, light-hearted exchanges to occasional sharp comments, it's a reminder of the burden these young drivers carry.
Yes, the shiny veneer can indeed slip. The contrast between his online presence and the real-world pressures he faces is stark. As the seasons have passed, the promise of a race-winning car has often seemed just out of reach, adding to that weight.
It's a complex picture, one that blends the personal struggles with the highlights of a public life. An excellent reminder of the human element in this sport. Let's delve deeper into that aspect. Reflecting further on Lando Norris's character, it's clear that he's more than just the sum of his online persona. From his early days, he's been deeply involved with the mechanics of racing, often found dismantling his machines alongside the crew or helping pack up the garage on a Sunday night.
That hands-on approach is quite rare nowadays, especially in such a technically complex sport as Formula One. It's these qualities that endear him to his team and why McLaren holds him in such high regard, beyond just his performance on the track.
Absolutely, and it's not just the team. The universal joy at his victory in Miami speaks volumes. It's rare in this highly competitive environment to see such genuine camaraderie. Even Max Verstappen, who's dominated the season, seemed genuinely happy for Norris.
It's a testament to the true friendships he's forged in the paddock. These aren't just superficial relationships built on mutual interests, but genuine bonds. And amidst the celebrations, his words were for those closest to him, and not to the private side of his life he fiercely guards.
Indeed, the journey from a teenager to an adult in the harsh spotlight of Formula One is daunting. The expectation to remain unchanged despite growing up in such an intense public arena is immense. Yet, on Sunday, Norris not only claimed a win but also a moment of personal validation that he has always sought.
The victory marks a turning point, offering him a level of freedom to perhaps now embrace his destiny without the weight of proving himself. It's a significant milestone, not just in terms of his career but also his personal growth.
Beyond the witty quips and social media presence, it's his relentless competitor's hunger that truly defines him. The drive to win, to be the best, that's what really resonates. As we round off today's discussion, it's poignant to reflect on the transformation of Lando Norris. Once dubbed Lando No Wins, he's definitively shed that moniker. His victory has rewritten his narrative, not just among fans, but in the media landscape as well.
Yes, and it's about seeing the man behind the meme. The endless posts, stories, and reels have dominated our feeds, but it's Lando himself who has steered his own story to this pivotal victory. This win isn't just a triumph, it's a declaration of his arrival on the big stage.
Absolutely, and the path ahead is intriguing. With such a landmark victory under his belt, the challenge now is to see how he measures up against seasoned competitors like Max Verstappen, not just in isolated races but consistently across the season.
That consistency will be the true test. His first win has been celebrated as well-deserved, but the real question is whether he can maintain this form and challenge the frontrunners race after race.
Indeed, the narrative of the longest waits for a debut win in Formula One history adds a layer of gravity to his achievement. It's not just about winning once, it's about setting a precedent for future performances.
As the Formula One circus moves to Imola, all eyes will be on Norris to see if he can turn the tide and become a regular at the front of the pack. It's a thrilling prospect for the fans and a formidable challenge for him.
William, what's the word on the street, internet-wise?
Right, listen to this. A user by the name of Peugeot905 reports, quote, F1 revenues up 45%, exceeding Q1 results, unquote. Seems like the financial side of Formula One is on a strong upward trajectory.
Oh, intriguing. What's the crowd saying about that?
Well, Auric Ventis chimed in with, I bet if you put 20 more races you can pump those numbers even more. And this sparked a bit of a debate. For instance, Bob, who's quite the character, said, quote, baseball has 162 games a season, just to qualify for the championship. Liberty looking at that with intrigue, unquote.
More races. That could really change the dynamic.
Absolutely. And it gets better. A user named Armin described how the NASCAR playoff system works, to which another user, Odd Analysis, responded, what the heck did I just read? Sounds like the idea of implementing a similar system in Formula One is quite polarizing.
That's a massive change from the traditional racing format. I bet not everyone's thrilled about that.
You're right. In fact, Bobby exclaimed, the thing that made me quit watching NASCAR when they introduced it. It shows that changes to a sports format can really impact its fan base.
Definitely. And what about the logistics of adding more races? Any word on that?
Oh yes, Ulrich Ventis noted, I suppose they have over 10 teams and less transcontinental travel, smiley face. But then gets a bit technical about the challenges, mentioning that the teams have only about 3 days of rest including relocation time, which is quite harsh.
Sounds like a logistical nightmare. It's not just about increasing the number of races but also managing the wear and tear on the teams and drivers.
Exactly. And let's not forget the fans' reaction to all this. Carlos mentioned, the format that they implemented this year is actually excellent. Having the sprint on the first session of the Saturday is perfect, expressing satisfaction with the current adjustments rather than a complete overhaul.
It's fascinating to see such diverse opinions. It proves that while the sport is growing financially, the community is very much engaged and passionate about how it evolves. Thanks for tuning into F1 Motor Fever podcast today. We've had a riveting discussion about the latest in Formula 1, from Lando Norris's breakthrough win to the potential shakeups in the racing format. We truly appreciate your company. Please, do subscribe and activate notifications so you never miss our discussions. And if you've enjoyed the episode, why not share it? We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below.
Absolutely, and keep those comments witty and insightful. We're here every day, bringing you the hottest takes and the coolest analysis in Formula 1. Oh, and keep an ear out. Next time we might just have another tantalizing topic to rev up your day.
We're immensely grateful for your support and can't wait to bring you more from the thrilling world of Formula 1.
So remember, whether you're catching us on your morning commute or as the evening winds down, we're here making sure your F1 knowledge is as polished as a new set of tires.
Pedal to the metal, keep your gaze on the road, our channel's content is pure gold.